Good morning, all of you, dear students. Welcome to the English class of 8th standard. My name is Anarao, School Assistant English, JK School, Saripalli of Nellimarla Mandal. I am very happy to meet you all through this online mode. Today, I am going to discuss the first unit of 8th standard English, that is family, right? So, the theme of the first unit is family. Now, I am going to discuss it. Okay, and this unit has three readings. A reading, The Tattered Blanket. B reading, My Mother, a poem. And C reading, A Letter to a Friend, right? So out of these three, I am going to talk about the first first reading, The Tattered Blanket. And before talking about the A reading, let us have a look at the face sheet given before the lesson, right? So this is the face sheet that you can see on your book, right? So here the face sheet has two groups of people. So one group is small and the other group is big, right? So each group is called, what is it called? Do you know it? Each group is called a family. Each group is called a family. What is a family? A family is a group of persons closely related to one another living together in a house is called a family, right? So here in the first picture we have only 4 members. It is called a small family. Here we have only parents and 2 children. It is a small family, or it is also called a nuclear family. What is it? Nuclear family. So the first family is a nuclear family, and the second one has many people. 12 people are there in the picture. Here we have parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, children like brothers and sisters. All these people together are called a big family or a joint family. What is this? A joint family. It is a joint family. So we have got 2 kinds of families, and today we have many questions. We have many questions like which family do you live in now? Are you living in a small family or a joint family? Or which family do you like more? Or which family is stronger? Or do you find joint families today in our surroundings? Or you have one more question like what are the advantages and disadvantages of both the families? We have different thoughts in our minds right now. And now, dear children, it is your task to give answers to all these questions and show them to your teachers later on, right? Okay, children. Now let's look at the A reading, The Tattered Blanket. So what is a blanket? A blanket is a heavy woolen cloth or fabric. Duppatti. Heavy woolen cloth or fabric. So how is the blanket here? It is tattered. Means here the word tattered means torn into pieces. So it is spoiled. Why is it spoiled? It is spoiled maybe because it has been used too much. It has been used for too much period of time, maybe for 2 years or 3 years, then it gets spoiled. It may have holes, the thread pieces of the blanket may come out, so it may be somehow useless. So that kind of blanket is called the tattered blanket. This tattered blanket story is written by the most popular poetess Kamala Das. She is from Kerala. She writes short stories and she writes novels also. So that wonderful woman writer has given us one more beautiful story, The Tattered Blanket. Okay, let us have a look at the story again. Children, let's have a look at the text. Now, I am going to read the text. Listen to me carefully, look at the words and try to understand the proper way of pronunciation of the words, right? When he arrived unexpectedly at his home in the countryside in his office car and got down at the gate, his mother, who was lying in an armchair on the veranda, made a futile attempt to get up. Kamala, there is somebody at the gate, she said. Somebody is in a car. Kamala, her eldest daughter, a widow, who was sitting huddled up on the tina on the veranda, had head and ears covered with a thin bath towel, got up reluctantly, walked slowly to the gate, and screwing up her eyes, peered into the darkness. She saw a bald, fat, middle-aged man walking in through the gate. "Oh, Gopi," she said in a grating voice. "Why this sudden, unexpected visit?" "Kamala, who is it?" his mother asked loudly from the veranda. "Gopi," the man said, "there was a meeting in Thiruvananthapuram. I just dropped in on my way back." "Who? Kamala, who is it?" There was a note of alarm in Amma's voice. "Amma, why are you so scared?" Kamala, Gopi's eldest sister, asked her a little awkwardly, as if you are seeing Gopi for the first time. Yeah, before learning this lesson, let's have a look at some new words here. You have some new words in the text. First of all, if we know the meanings of these new words, it will be very easy for us to understand the whole paragraph, right? So let's learn some new words. I have written around 8 words here. Let's have some new words. First of all, arrived. Arrived is a new word here. Arrived means reached or got to a place. For example, he arrived at the airport, like that. Number 2, lying. Lying means taking rest in a horizontal position, maybe on a sofa or on a bed or maybe on a chair. It's called lying. Suppose the old man is lying on the sofa. The next word is futile. Futile is it means unsuccessful or useless. Some people work very hard, but at the end they may become futile. They may become unsuccessful. The next one, huddled. Huddled means held arms and legs very close because of cold. Usually in winter season, when we don't have some blanket or so, then when we tremble, when we shiver, we huddle, we hold our legs and arms very close because of cold. So here that is huddled, mudchu bottom. The next one is thina. Thina is not exactly an English word, it may be a Malayalam word. It means a raised place in a veranda, a balcony. Raised place, arugu antam manam. That is called thina. And reluctantly means unwillingly, means it can be written like this, uninterestedly, without interest. Some people do some kind of work without interest. We can say he is doing the work reluctantly, without interest, okay, unwillingly. Then peered. Peered means looked as if searching for something. Peered, looked for something, looked as if searching for something. We look at something very closely, like this. This is called peering. Generally, when we are in dark state, darkness, we look at things like this keenly. Okay, when we search for something. And next one is scared. Scared means afraid of something. The boy is scared of snakes. Like that. Right. Let me explain to you the text. When he arrived unexpectedly at his home, that means a person reached his home. It was not expected by anybody. That means no information before was given to the persons in the house. It was a sudden arrival. It was a sudden coming of the man. So where was the house? It was in the countryside. See, when he arrived unexpectedly at his home in the countryside, of course you know the word countryside. In 7th class you came across the word countryside, village. So his house was in a village. He came to the house without giving any information before to the people. How did he come? He came in his office car and got down at the gate. Where did he get down from the car? At the gate. So the man came to his house in his office car and got down from the car at the gate of his house. Then his mother, who was lying in an armchair on the veranda, then his mother was lying. She was taking rest in the armchair in the veranda. Sorry, on the veranda. Made a futile attempt to get up. What did she do? She tried to get up from the chair. Maybe she tried to get up from the chair. She wanted to meet the person. She wanted to go and meet the person. But the attempt, prayatnam, her effort, her trial was futile. Means it was unsuccessful. That means she tried to meet, she tried to get up from the chair and she maybe wanted to meet the person, but it was not useful, it was useless. She was not able to move, she was not able to get up from the chair, maybe because she was very old. She was too old to get up maybe. So that's it. So when the man came in his car and got down from the car at the gate, his mother, she was taking rest in the armchair. She wanted to get up from the chair, but she was not able to get up. Maybe she was old. Then what did she do? She said like this, Kamala, there is somebody at the gate. She said, somebody is in a car. She is worried about the man who came in the car. She wanted to know who that person is. So she has called Kamala. Who is Kamala? Let us see that. Kamala, there is somebody at the gate. Please go and talk to him or go and bring him. Somebody is in a car. He is in car. Go and meet him. She said like that. Kamala, who is Kamala? Kamala, her eldest daughter, a widow, who was sitting huddled up on the tina on the veranda, her head and ears covered with a thin bath towel, got up reluctantly, walked slowly to the gate, screwing up her eyes, peered into the darkness. Who is Kamala? Kamala is the old woman's eldest daughter. That means she is the sister of the person who came in the car, right? She is actually a widow. Who is a widow? A widow is a married woman, but her husband is dead. So she is married, but her husband is dead. That is Kamala. Now, what was Kamala doing? Kamala was sitting huddled up. She was sitting with her arms and legs very closely held on the tinna. Tinna means a raised platform or raised place. Arugu antaman Telugulo. On the veranda. Her head and ears were covered with a thin bath towel. She covered her head and ears with a thin bath towel. She got up because her mother instructed her. Her mother asked her to go and meet the person. That's why she got up from the seat and she got up reluctantly. Did she pay interest? No, not at all. She got up uninterestedly, without interest. She got up. She walked slowly to the gate and screwing up her eyes. Screwing up her eyes means looking very keenly, as if examining somethingly, very carefully, very seriously. She was looking at the towards the gate she was going to. She was going, and she peered into the darkness. That means the time was maybe evening 7 or 6 o'clock or so. So it was very dark. So she was not able to. Kamala also was not able to recognize the person. So she peered. She looked at the person as if the person sorry, look at she was looking at the person because she was not able to clearly observe or recognize him. Okay, next she saw a bald, fat, middle-aged man walking in through the gate. Who is she here? She is Kamala. She saw the person, the aged man. Which aged? Middle-aged man. So here we have some adjectives that talk about the man. So how is the man? He is bald, he is fat, he is middle-aged. So these three words, bald, fat and middle-aged, are talking about this man, how this man looks like. So these three are called adjectives. He is bald. Bald means having no hair, almost no hair, or having very little hair on the head. Batata, bald. Then fat. Fat means stout, not lean. He is stout. And he is a middle-aged man. He is a middle-aged man means he may be around 45 or so. 45 years of age or so. He is called a middle-aged man. So, to describe this man, we have three adjectives: bald, fat, and middle-aged. So, this kind of man is there. He has got down from the car, and Kamala, saw that man. That man was walking in through the gate. He was coming through the gate. Right? Oh, Gopi, she said in a grating voice. Harsh voice. Grating means harsh, not pleasant voice. Okay, rough voice. Oh, Gopi! She immediately identified him. Identified means recognized. Gurtinchindanamata. She, Kamala. Why this sudden, unexpected visit? Why? What made you come so suddenly? She was surprised. She was shocked because there was no information before that he would come. He would visit. That's why she was surprised. Suddenly, to see her brother, she was surprised. Then, Kamala, who is it? Her mother asked loudly from the veranda. Kamala, who is it? Here the mother is speaking now. Hey Kamala, because she is anxious. I mean, she wants to know about the man eagerly. She wants to know about the man. That's why she is asking. Kamala, who is it? Her mother asked loudly from the veranda. Loudly, not slowly, very loudly. Gopi, the man said. Then the answer was replied by the man. The man, not Kamala, the man. The man who came in the car, he answered, Gopi. So, this is Gopi, Amma, he said. This is Gopi. There was a meeting in Thiruvananthapuram. Thiruvananthapuram is the capital city of Kerala. Now it is called Trivandrum. Amma, there was a meeting in Thiruvananthapuram. It was over. The meeting was over. I just dropped in on my way back. So after the meeting was over, I came back. I dropped. Dropped in means came back. Visited. Dropped in means visited. I visited on my way back. So when I was coming back from that meeting at Trivandrum, I came back. Who? Question mark. Who? Kamala, who is it? There was a note of alarm in Amma's voice. See, Amma, this mother is not able to recognize the man because she is old. She said, who? She asked it, who? Kamala, who is it? There was a note of alarm. There was a note. Note means symbol. There was a sign, gut. There was a sign of alarm. Alarm means a kind of fear. A kind of fear in in Amma's voice. Amma, why are you so scared? Kamala? Sorry. Why are you so scared? Kamala, Gopi's eldest sister asked her little awkwardly. A little awkwardly means uneasily, irritatingly, some annoyingly, angrily, a kind of anger. చిన్న కోపంతో ఒక మాట చెప్పింది. ఏమడిగింది అడిగిందంటే, అమ్మా, why are you so scared? Because the old woman, the mother, is afraid of the situation. Because she is old, she cannot remember everything. She is now afraid of the situation. Kamala is asking, why are you so scared? Why are you so afraid, Amma? Be cool. Don't get tense. Don't get tense. Be cool. Like that, Kamala said. As if you are seeing Gopi for the first time. Amma, you are behaving as if you are seeing Gopi for the first time. It is not the first time that you are seeing Gopi. He is your child. Don't you remember him? So, this is the note of alarm. Okay. Amma, it's me, Gopi, he said again. So, this man, Gopi, reminds his mother, saying that, Amma, this is Gopi, your son, he is repeating. He bent down and brought his face close to her wrinkled cheeks. Wrinkled cheeks. Whose wrinkled cheeks? Mother's wrinkled cheeks. Wrinkled cheeks means folded, not even. Saman lagbodu. The cheeks of the woman, the mother, are folded, are wrinkled. That means because of the age of the woman, the face is not even. This is not plain. It has some folds. So the wrinkled cheeks of the mother, right? This man Gopi brought his face very close. That means he went very close to the face of the mother. Why? Do you know why? Because he wanted to show his mother his face very close so that she can recognize him, right? So he wanted his mother to recognize him. That's why he went very close, right? Amma, it's me. He is repeating it. Amma, it's me. Gopi? Kamala, I can't believe it. Has his school closed for vacation? See, this sentence says that she forgets everything. She does not remember his son. Actually, her son is an employee. Her son is a middle-aged man. But she thinks that her son is still a school-going child. That means she forgets. Okay? So, she is asking Kamala, I can't believe it. Has his school closed for vacation? Does he have holidays? That's why has she come here? Has he come here? She is asking Kamala. That means mother forgets this man completely and thinks that and feels that her son is a school-going boy and he has come back maybe from school or maybe from hostel to the house. She thinks or she feels that to be like that. Now Kamala is saying, this is a very important paragraph. Amma is often like this these days. Kamala is saying, Kamala is talking to Gopi now. Amma is often like this these days. In these days, recently, Amma is like this only. She forgets everything. She does not remember anybody. She doesn't recognize anybody. Recognize means notice. గుర్తించలేవటం ఎవరు గుర్తించలేకపోతుంది. Gopi's sister explained. But sometimes her memory is quite sharp. Sometimes she forgets things, but sometimes she remembers everything. Her memory is very sharp. She remembers everybody sometimes. These are the qualities of a old woman or an old man. Okay? When an old man or a woman, an old man or a woman does not remember everything, then she asks me if you have sent a letter. Kamala is telling Gopi, Amma always asks me if you write letters to us. I tell her everything is fine with you, Vimala and kids. What is the point of telling her that you haven't written for a year? But Kamala always tells her mother that Gopi writes letters very often, very frequently. She writes about him. Is Vimala. Vimala is the wife of Gopi's wife and kids. So Kamala tells the mother that everything is fine with Gopi and family. Then she is questioning, what is the point of telling her that you have not written for a year? That means Gopi has not written any letter to the family for a year. That means Gopi has completely forgotten the mother, the sister, and the family. Why should I say that even though you don't write letters, why should I say that's to mother? Poor thing. I wouldn't dream of making her unhappy. If I say like that, what happens? She will be unhappy. Mother will be unhappy. So I don't tell her. I don't dream of making her unhappy. I don't like to make mother unhappy by saying that you are not in touch with the family through letters. So this paragraph shows the character of Gopi, because Gopi has not written letters. It means Gopi has almost forgotten mother and family. He is completely careless about the family. So it is a matter of sentiment. It is a matter of sentiment. So let us see what's going to happen in the next text. Now, the brief summary of the short story. Gopi is a bald, fat, middle-aged man. He comes back to his native place after a long time after attending a meeting at Thiruvananthapuram. When he comes home, his sister Kamala, a widow, recognizes him immediately. But his mother fails to recognize him. She forgets everything due to her old age. Okay? She still thinks that Gopi is a school-going child. So in that situation, Kamala explains the condition of the mother. She forgets everything and she expects letters from Gopi. Of course, Gopi has not written any letters for a year. But Kamala tells mother that this Gopi writes letters frequently or often to make her mother happy. So that is the sentimental scene between mother and the daughter here. Of course, the son Gopi is a little away from the sentiments now. This is the end of the story. And dear children, we are in very unsafe conditions due to this pandemic. And so I ask all of you to stay home and stay safe. And see you all in the next video. Thank you.